So, good morning, everybody. So, find a comfortable pose. You can sit cross-legged like this. What you should be paying attention to is the length of your spine. So I'll speak a little bit louder because I know that I'm in a kind of a long room. So from here, let's make sure that you feel the sitting bones touching the floor. So sometimes when we're not sitting comfortably, the knees are too high, and then we have to hold everywhere. And then it's the muscles that are actually supporting us. So we really want to be able to sit onto our sitting bones. So if you want to go onto your knees, by all means. If you want to have your legs straight forward, that's also fine. And then let's close our eyes for a moment. And maybe set an intention for your practice today. So an intention is something that you can decide that you're aiming for. It's different than a goal. A goal, when you fail to reach a goal, very often a goal has a timeline. When you fail to reach that, then you feel a lot of frustration. The intention remains with you. It's more something from the heart. So something that you'd like to achieve, but it's like almost a lifelong work. So it can be, today I'm going to focus especially on my breath, or today I'm just going to really take care of myself. I'm in my own space, my own room, and I'm going to maybe listen to my body if it hurts and just pull back, not trying to go to the furthest I can, or on the reverse side. You can also sometimes always just do a pose like halfway and discover how it feels to go the full range. So let's take a minute to set that intention. Connect with your heart and your breath. And then bring the arms to the sides. Palms are facing up. And stretch your arms out. So you really want to stretch your fingers away from your shoulders. Don't start to curve the spine, so your spine remains long, your chest bone is lifting, your neck is long. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, stretch out a little bit more. And then inhale, reach your arms up. And we're going to interlace the hands as we reach up, turn the palms up, and then stretch yourself out. So watch out that your sitting bones are not lifting here. So it's not pushing into the muscles of your bum. We want to stay seated and heavy in our seat, but then lengthen the spine, reach the shoulders up towards your ears. Feel that stretch on the side of your body. And then if you have the flexibility into the shoulders, maybe you can bring your arms a little bit back. So it's not bringing the head forward. Keeping the head in line, the neck is part of your spine, but bring the arms a little bit back to open up. It helps if you bring the shoulder blades a little bit down. And then coming back to center, release your hands, turn the palms out, and exhale. Inhale, reach the palms to the side, reach the arms to the side, turn the palms to the front this time, and then open up. So we're higher than before, our hands are in line with our shoulders, and reach back with your hands. So your arms are long and very active, your shoulder blades are kissing each other, opening the chest. Watch out that you don't compensate with the rest of your spine or with your head. So if you keep your neck in line with your spine, you will feel way less tension than if you push your head forward. Open up a little bit more. Turn the palms up to the ceiling and then inhale, reach up again. This time interlace differently. So we always interlace the same way. And then turn again the palms up. And this time we're going to bring the shoulder blades down. And then from here, with your arms very straight, take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine, lengthen your upper body. And very gently rotate towards the right. So our hips cannot move because we're sitting, so we're totally twisting in the spine. Keep your arms long. Keep your neck in line with the spine. Take a breath in. Maybe you don't go that far, that's fine. And then coming back to center as you exhale. Inhale again. Lengthen out. So we're working the arms at the same time in case you didn't notice. Exhale towards the left. So keep the arms pushing back. So don't bring your arms forward. Unless, of course, you don't have that flexibility or the space into your shoulders. Everybody's different here. And then with your exhale, coming back and release. Take a deep breath in, relax your arms alongside your body. And then place your left hand onto the floor or onto the bolster if you're sitting on something. Reach your right arm up. So lengthen out in the right side. And then exhale, move towards the left. So press your right bum into the floor. Opening that side of the body. Don't lean forward, not yet. We're gonna get there, but we wanna really be in between two walls. Turn your palm forward. And with that, turn your whole arm and feel the movement into your shoulder. And then turn the palm back down. Maybe you can come onto your left elbow, but don't lift your right bum. So press your right bum down and reach a little bit further. And then come back up and release. Take a breath in the center. Right hand comes onto the floor. Inhale, reach up. So reach your left arm up. Press your sitting bone down. Find length into your spine and then exhale, move over. So support yourself on your right arm. You can bend your elbow, of course. Press your left bum into the floor. Inhale, create space. Exhale, maybe go a little bit further. And then turn the palm to the front, moving your shoulders. So your shoulder blades will move as well. Turn the palm back down. And then inhale, back up. So very important, when I say inhale, it's because that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm talking at the same time, so my breath is not so much coordinated with my movements. But please, when I say inhale, wait until it's your inhale, okay? Quite important. So back to center, we're gonna inhale again. Left hand on the floor, reach the right arm up and over, and this time, reach for the left corner. So reaching forward, opening the shoulder blade, and then pull your arm back. So you bring the shoulder blade down close to your spine. And then reach forward again. And then inhale up and exhale. Other arm, inhale. Exhale, reach to the right. Pull the shoulder back. Reach again. And inhale up. Exhale. Bring the hands in the back so you're on your fingertips. The fingers are pointing back. Maybe if you're sitting too high, you might want to go a little bit lower. Roll the shoulders back and open the chest. Shoulder blades are kissing, kissing, kissing here. You can look forward or you can look up to the ceiling. I would suggest to drop your head back. So we're really opening to the chest here. Press your shoulders back, open the chest, breathe into the chest to create a bit more space. And then exhale, release, come back to center. This time we're gonna inhale, reach up, and then exhale, bring the hands into the front. And then from here, we're gonna press into our hands. So your hands can be quite close to your legs. And then start to round your spine, bring the chin to the chest. So your shoulders are moving forward towards your hands. You're opening your upper back. And breathing into the back, ribs. Deep breath in, long breath out. And then slowly coming back up. And just for a moment, place your hands back on your thighs and observe your body. So one more movement here before we get out of our seated position. So take a deep breath in, and then exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Keep the shoulders neutral, the back is neutral, and then roll your head from side to side. Very gently with your breath, inhaling to the side, exhaling back to center. So your ear goes towards your shoulder, not your shoulders towards your ear. Move slowly. If you suddenly feel a pinch or something, don't jump out of it. If it's okay, stay, breathe, and then continue the movement on the exhale. And then last time, coming back to center, inhale up. Bring the hands in the back. So interlacing the hands where skull and cervical spine touch. Open your arms, open your elbows. Pull the skin of your skull up, so you're creating space into the neck. And then slowly bring your head forward. Your chin comes towards your chest. Your elbows are getting closer to each other. Your breathing becomes maybe a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. Big stretch in the neck here. So we're finding length by pulling the skin of the skull away. And then very slowly coming back up, opening the elbows. And now just rest your head into your hands. So no overly dropping your head back, just resting your head into your hands. And then gently release. So we're gonna move on to all fours. If you're sitting on something, just put it aside. So moving on to all fours, bring the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. And for a moment, just make small circles with your hips. So we just want to warm up that lower part of our upper body and the connection with the hips, as well as our knees. So your knees are quite light. Put something under your knees if your knees hurt. And then you can play a little bit with your tailbone and your pubic bone, bringing it up, like tilting, like a swing back and forward, and then changing direction. So very gentle movements. Your belly button moves as well as your pubic bone moves, and then coming back to center. We're going for 5 rounds of cat and cow, so please go at your own rhythm. Find your neutral spine first. You can tuck or untuck your toes. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, tailbone goes down, belly button up, press into your hands. Feel your spine rounding until your neck starts to round, and then your head is dropping down and your chin comes to your chest. So it's really like a wave. And then inhale, tailbone goes up. Press your belly button down. Tailbone comes higher. Lengthen your chest forward. Roll the shoulders back. And then as a natural movement of that curving, you're looking forward. And so move 4 more cycles of breath, your rhythm. If you're so focused on the breath that you lose the movement, that's great. If you're so focused on the movement that you lose the breath, maybe not. So stay connected, let the breath guide you. And last time, I think I always forget to count when I feel that's doing a lot of good to my spine. Waking up the spine. And coming back to neutral. We're gonna stretch out the right leg. So keep your toes onto your mat. So maybe you have to move a little bit more forward if you're longer than your mat. And then press your heel back. Stretch out that right leg. Watch out that you don't twist your hips. So your hips remain parallel with the floor. push the heel back. Activate your core, press into your hands, don't collapse into your shoulders. And then release. And let's go to the other side. So stretch out your left leg. So it's not just stretching, but really pressing the toes down, pushing the heel back, pressing into your hands, creating length into your spine. And then coming back. Again, we're gonna lengthen the right leg. So option, if your balance is off for the weekend, option is to keep your big toe on the floor, or you lift your leg parallel with your hips. So don't go higher. We want to keep the leg parallel with the hips. Toes are pointing down, hips parallel with the floor. And then reach your left arm forward. The core is what's holding you here. So activate your core, reach your left arm forward as if someone is pulling on it. Press your right heel back. So your whole right leg is super active. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bend the elbow, bend the knee, round the spine, bring the knee to the elbow. And inhale, 2 more times. And then lengthen out again. Go to the end of the movement. And then bend your right knee. Grab your right foot with your left hand. So if you can't reach your foot, grab your ankle. If you have pants, grab your pants. If you can't reach any of that, place both your hands down and start to lift your leg up. If you're holding onto your foot, we're gonna lift the thigh up and then press your foot away, opening the left shoulder, curving the spine, strong supporting arm. So lots of power into your right hand. Opening up, you can look forward, feeling the stretch in the quadriceps, lift maybe a little bit higher, and then exhale, release. Let's walk our hands back for a moment, come onto our knees and shake out the wrists. So if your wrists are really hurting, there's always the option to bring the forearm on the floor. So shake out the wrists, and then from here, bring the arms forward and make circles with your wrists. Change direction, and then release. So shake out as much as you need. Coming back onto all fours, so find your neutral spine. Sometimes you bring the hands a little bit too close to the knees, and then we're already rounded. We don't have that movement here. So from here, let's lengthen out the left leg. Lift it up. So find your stability and then reach the right arm forward. Strong supporting arm, strong core, reaching forward, pushing the heel back. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, knee to elbow. So if this requires too much stability, first of all, move very slowly. If you only do one, that's good. So that means that you're moving carefully. You probably need more than one breath to do that. So last one. Inhaling, reaching forward. Find again that length. Maybe you feel a diagonal stretch into your torso, and then bend your right knee, your left knee, sorry. Grab your left foot and make the adjustments you need to do. So if you can't reach your foot, grab your ankle, your pants, place your right hand on the floor. And then lift your thigh up. Start to curve your spine, opening the right shoulder, pushing your foot away. So your foot is gonna pull onto your arm, open your shoulder. And then release. And again, walking back, shake out. And then stay here, tuck your toes. It just gives, in general, a little bit more stability. Make sure the little toe points forward as well. It's always trying to escape on its own, so roll the shoulders back. Hips and knees are aligned. So you don't want to be here. First of all, it's going to require a lot of muscle work. Here, our bones are aligned, so you should be quite stable. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the heel of the hand onto the bony part, the lowest part of your body. Your fingers are on your bum. So very soft on your bum. Roll the shoulders back. Maybe pull the tailbone a little bit down so you create a bit more space into the lower back. We're gonna start from the upper part of our spine. So it's not about going immediately into the lower back. We're gonna go into a back bend. So roll the shoulders back, lift your chest up, and then very slowly start to go back from your top vertebrae. And then so your chest is lifting going maybe to the back, the chest bone pointing back, bending into your middle spine, which is much harder to bend. And only the last is your lower back. So if you feel too much pressure on the lower back, come back a little bit. See if you can bring the tailbone down a little bit more and then go back. Keep on breathing. Often we stop breathing here. We don't know where we're going. Press your hips forward. Go a little bit deeper. If it's comfortable for you, you can look up to the ceiling or keep looking forward. It's a heart opener, this pose, so it's also literally opening our emotional heart. So maybe one day something's gonna pop out. It doesn't have to at all, but for some people, this is really a big opener for your heart. And then slowly coming back. So be careful with your lower back. Untuck your toes or keep them tucked, whatever you prefer. And then let's sit onto our heels. So if you know your knees are not okay to sit like that, always have a pillow close to you that you can put between your thighs and your calf muscles. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And then slowly walk your hands forward. Walk them to the front of the mat. Bring your knees a little bit more back. And then come onto a plank on the knees. So shoulders above the wrist. Core is active. Your knees shouldn't get too much weight here. Neck in line with the spine. Take a deep breath in. And then press into your hands. Push your hips back. Finding length into the spine. You should feel good after the back bend, creating lots of space in the spine. Press your hands down. Roll the shoulders out. So outward rotation with the shoulders. Opening of the upper back. Pressing the hips back. Exhale, and then as you inhale, come back to the front. And move like this for 3 or 4 cycles of breath. So at your own rhythm. Greasing all the joints of the wrists, the shoulders, the hips, the knees. So it's morning, should feel good. And then exhale, stay back. Take another deep breath in. And now tuck your toes. Press into your hands. So we're gonna approach this a little bit differently with a lot of strength. Lift your knees up just a little bit. So long arms, long spine, working in the legs here, hovering the knees. So maybe coming a little bit lower and bring the knees down. Inhale, come to the front again. We're gonna do the same thing. So tuck your toes and now lift the knees. So we're in a plank on our knees, but our knees are just hovering. So lots of power into our core. Our arms don't sink in between your shoulders. Press up. And then drop the knees. Bring your hands again under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And we're gonna inhale and open up our left arm up to the sky. And then pass our left arm underneath our right arm. Palm is facing up and reach as far as you can. When you can't reach any further, you come down onto your left shoulder, left ear. If you can't reach the floor, take a pillow, put it on your head or under your head and shoulder. So the weight of our body is on our shoulder, opening of the back of our shoulder blade. Your right arm, you can keep it next to your head, or you can reach forward or reach up, but the focus is on dropping into the left arm. So don't start to press into the floor with your right hand to hold yourself. Inhale, exhale. And then slowly bring your right hand in front of your face, coming back up, back onto all fours, and then going to the other side. So lift your right arm up, and then bring it under the left. Reach as far as you can, come onto your right shoulder, right ear, and then release. And bring the left arm wherever that's comfortable for you. And then slowly placing the left hand in front of your face and coming back up. Bring the hands to the front. We're gonna tuck our toes and we're gonna gently move into our first downward dog. So press your hands down, start to lift the knees, feel the legs activating. And then as we did when we were in a plank on our knees, press into your hands, lift your hips up, so away from your hands. Bring your head between your arms and then roll the shoulders out, outward rotation, opening the top of our spine, of our back. Keep your knees bent for now. So press into your hands, lifting the knees. Find length into your spine. Don't collapse in your lower back. So we want to really find that length into our spine. And then lengthen out your right leg, feeling the stretch somewhere in your leg, maybe in your hip, maybe in your hamstrings, your calf, maybe everywhere, maybe nowhere. Inhale, exhale, keeping that length into your spine as you're here. And then change legs. So left leg, left heel, intention to touch the floor. That's where we're working towards. But accepting we might never reach it, at least not in this life, and that's okay. And then walking your dog a few times. And then bending both knees. And again, lift your hips up. If your hamstrings are tight, you're gonna keep your knees bent slightly so that your lower back can remain neutral. And then very slowly walk your hands towards your feet. So walking back onto our mat. When you arrive in the back, let's fold forward. So your upper body is heavy, your head is heavy, your arms, everything is hanging down. It's an inversion. Inhale, exhale. Your knees can remain bent. Slight stretch in the hamstrings. Exhale, release a little bit more, especially in the hips. Sometimes it's just the hips that are tight, that hold on, because that's their job. They have to hold us, upper part, lower part of our body, make us move. They have so many functions. So it's okay to release here, we're stable. Few exhales. And then place your hands flat on the floor. So maybe you have to bend your knees a little bit. And then from here, let's see if we can lengthen our legs just a little bit. And then walk your hands a little bit forward. And again, don't worry about your spine for the moment. It's okay if it's rounded. So we're gonna lengthen the legs, maybe a little bit more. And again, walk a little bit more forward, keeping the heels on the floor. Maybe we can lengthen the legs a little bit more. If you feel any pain into your lower back, you bend your knees again. Walking a little bit more with the hands, so we're about halfway now in our downward dog. but it's a dog with a round spine. So press your heels down. You should feel stretching the calf muscles. But again, if your calf muscles are very stretchy, you will probably feel it somewhere else. Press into your hands. Walk again a little bit forward. So very progressive opening of the back legs. Press your heels down. Press into your hands. Straighten your legs as much as possible. And one more time, one more step forward. We're almost in our full downward dog. So except that the spine is not straight, most probably, press your heels down. And then the last step forward for the correct distance for your downward dog. And now come into your downward dog. So the difference is that you're gonna lift your hips up, lengthen your spine. So maybe, most probably your heels are gonna lift from the floor. Press your hips up. Belly button moves toward the thigh. Roll the shoulders out. Exhale. And then let's lift our right leg up and bring the right foot between the hands. Bring the left knee down. So right knee above the right heel, left hands flat on the floor, wrist under the shoulder. Reach your right arm forward. So as you reach your right arm forward, you're not rounded with your spine. You want to reach your heart forward as well. And then inhale, reach your arm up, open the palm. So palm comes to the front, and now start to open up towards the side. Keep your right knee in line with your toes. Press into your supporting hand and rotate. So see if you can keep your hips stable, opening up. So you can start to lean back if that's accessible for you. If you have flexible shoulders, watch out that you're not just throwing your arm back, but keep that shoulder blade well engaged into your back. Inhale, long spine, so reaching the heart forward. And then exhale, come back to center. Tuck your back toes, place your hands down, lift your back knee, and let's come back into our downward dog, just for 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale, so press into your hands. Press your hips up, roll the shoulders out. So the energy is coming from your hands as you inhale towards your hips. And as you exhale from your hips down to your heels, you're settling into the pose. So it's always active. It's absolutely not a passive pose. This time, lift your left leg up and bring your left foot in between your hands. So if you don't reach all the way between your hands, place your foot where it's gonna reach. Grab your ankle and then hop it forward. Give that little push to your foot so it knows where to go. Right knee on the floor. Wrists and shoulders are aligned on the right side. Knee and heel are aligned on the left side. Reach your left arm forward. So creating space. And then reach your arm up. Turn the palm towards the back. Keep your knee aligned, keep your supporting arm strong, and start to open up, leaning back maybe. Keep on breathing. And then slowly coming back. Tucking your back toes, lift your knees, and this time you're gonna hop the right foot forward. Bring the hands onto the thighs, roll the shoulders back, lengthen your legs, lengthen your spine. And with your exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, place your hands onto your hips. First step, lengthen your spine. So don't look forward, keeping the neck in line with the spine. Sit a little bit back, start to lift your spine up, and then press into your feet and come all the way up. And release. So coming into your Tadasana, arms alongside the body. Taking a breath in and a breath out. You can close your eyes. Observe your body. So we've done 30 minutes of quite slow movement, but intense by all means. So just observe what slow is doing for you. So it doesn't always have to be fast. I know running or biking or whatever we do fast, or even yoga, doing it fast is very good. It has a very good feeling, has a good quality as well. But everything is good if you remain aware of what you're doing. Inhaling, lift your chest bone, roll the shoulders back, shoulder blades down, lengthen the neck. Bring the hands onto the hips. Separate your feet as wide as your hips. So you want to find your mountain pose and remember that mountain pose. Bring the weight onto the left leg. We're going to lift the right heel up, open up. And then bring your foot for a tree pose where it's good for you today. So your toes can be on the floor, heel against the inner leg, below or above your knee. And then from here, keep your hands on your hips for now. Press into your supporting leg. Activate the core, lift your chest up, roll the shoulders back. So coming back into your mountain pose. If your balance is not there today, maybe put your hands against the wall. But see what happens when you activate the core. It's almost easier sometimes to feel when you release the core, what happens. So if your foot is high, press your foot into your thigh into your foot. If your foot is below your knee, you're going to work a lot with the hip stabilizers, which is great. So which is where we need that strength for balancing. If you want, bring your hands in front of your heart. So we're going to stay a little bit longer here. If you feel you're going to fall out, see if you can get out of the pose with elegance. And then reaching the arms up. So long spine, press into your feet. Don't be in a hurry to arrive in the pose. Every pose is a moving in action, like it's really moving all the time, whether it's through our breath, through our balance, or through movement. And bring the hands back in front of our heart. Back on the hips. Bring the knee forward and then release. So take a breath in, keep your hands onto your hips. And let's move to the other side. So lift the left heel up, open to the left. And then choose the same height as the other side. So ideally we choose the same height. Balancing is affecting our brain. So left and right brain. It's also being affected by our left and right brain. So we want to send similar signals to our brain. So ideally we go to the same height. And if you always go to the same height, maybe explore something different next time. We have to wait so much in line these days. It's a perfect opportunity to practice your balance. And then bring the hands in front of your heart. And maybe the branches are going up. And then slowly the hands back in front of the heart, on the hips. Bring the knee to the front and exhale. Find your mountain pose again. Inhale, exhale. Reach the arms out to the side. So make sure you stay into your mountain pose. We're going to work for our shoulders. I'm gonna add the balancing part to it. You feel free to add the balancing part for you. If you wanna keep focusing on the shoulders, on the opening of the back, you're gonna stay there, or you can add the balancing. So arms to the side, and then bring the right elbow under the left. So you really wanna press those elbows together and then give yourself a hug. Don't give your shoulders a hug, give your shoulder blades a hug. So walk your hands a little bit more to the back. So maybe this is enough for you. You already feel a big stretch in your upper back. If you want to move further, we're going to lift the forearms, but make sure that your elbows remain on top of each other. Your whole body is very mountain pose. So if you can reach your palms together, go for it. It's a big stretch in the shoulders. So for some people with shoulder injury, this might be just a little bit too much. You want to have your forearms touching each other if you have your palms together. So palm to palm. So if you're like this, keep your hands just pointing up. And then lift your elbows if that's available for you. If you want to add the legs, bend your knees a little bit. Strong core, that's going to be the main holding ground. So our right arm is underneath our left. So we're going to lift our right leg and bring it over the left. And then if you can, wrap your foot around your left leg, or you can just cross the legs, or you can keep your toes on the floor, or you can just remain in mountain pose. Watch out that you're not twisting to the side, so you want to bring your hips back to center. You want to push your thighs together. And don't forget that we're doing eagle pose with our arms. So lots of core work to hold you here. Be careful not to compensate with the lower back by curving the spine, the lower back. And then first of all, if you're in balance, we're gonna unwrap the legs, bring both legs together, and then open the arms and fly like an eagle to relax your arms. And then release. Back into our mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms to the side. And this time, left under the right. And then again, hug your shoulder blades. And then lift up, placing the elbows nice on top. Maybe your palms are touching, maybe not. It's all intention to where do we want to go? Why are we practicing? Are we practicing to tick off things of our, yes, I can do that? Or do we really enjoy every time we practice the feelings that it gives to our body and the freedom that we find within ourselves? So if you want to go into balance here, bend your knees slightly, lift your left leg and pass it over the right. Maybe your toes can hook behind your right calf muscles. Bring your hips back to center, press your thighs together. Lift your elbows. And slowly release your foot. And then release your arms and let's fly again. So it's really impressive when you see eagles fly so slow and so fast. And then release. Shake it out. Let's separate our feet quite wide. So as if we were going as wide as a warrior two, but our toes are pointing to the long side of our mat. Gently turn the heels out so the toes are slightly pointing in. Roll the shoulders back. Bring your arms in the back. So I'm just going to go to this side. So interlace your hands, roll the shoulders back. Keep your elbows bent for a moment so you can really find that space for your shoulders, and then you can start to lengthen out your spine. So your legs are wide, strong. Don't block them, so you can lift your kneecaps to create a little bit more strength. And we're gonna bend forward from the hip crease. So Another round spine. Keeping the spine long, keeping the chest lifted, pulling your arms down, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, go forward. Inhale, reach your heart forward, looking down because your neck is part of your spine. So pull your arms back. It's going to help you to open your shoulders. Inhale and go a little bit deeper. Go a little bit deeper. And then release your hands. Bring your hands down as you start to round your spine. Drop your head. If you can't reach the floor, please grab a block or an encyclopedia or whatever you have to place your hands down so that you can really release your spine. Keeping the legs straight. Inhale, exhale. If you have the space, you can walk your hands a little bit more forward, but don't bring your hips with you. So once your hands are a little bit more forward, press into your hands. Press into your hands and then push your hips back. Find that length into your spine again. So wide-legged dog. Big stretch also in the legs. Press your feet down, especially the outside of your feet. And then slowly walk your hands back. And from here, bend your right knee, walk your hands towards your right. As we arrive at our right foot, we're gonna lift our right heel and lift our left toes. Straight left leg. So you can keep your hands on the floor here. You can lift yourself up. Maybe you have the balance to put your hands on your thigh or in front of your heart. We're stretching the inner left thigh and using our balance. So long spine. By all means, keep your hands on the floor. The main movement here is the opening of the left thigh, the left inner thigh. Breathing calmly. And then placing the hands down, press into your right foot, walk your hands towards the left. Lift your left heel as you arrive there. Lift your right toes, long right leg. And same thing, maybe one side is easier to balance. Hands in front of the heart, maybe, but the focus is on opening the right leg. So, but of course it's your practice, so you choose what you want to do, where you want to focus. And then from here, press into your hands, into your left foot, coming back to center. This time we're gonna walk the left foot towards the short end of our mat, and then turn the right foot about 60 degrees out. So it's warrior one legs. So maybe your stand is a little bit shorter, your hands are still on the floor, your front knee is a little bit bent. Press the outside of your back foot and your heel into the floor. We're aligned with the length of our mat. Bring your hands onto your hips. And then with the power of your abdominals, really feel that your legs are strong and holding you, but you're not pulling on your back. You want a long spine and work with the core, with the abdominals to lift yourself up. Maybe you need to adjust your feet for the length, shorter, longer. You want to have your hips as much as possible parallel with the front of the mat. And then exhale, bend a little bit more. Press the back foot, especially the outside, well into the floor. And then inhale, coming into full warrior one, so you can reach your arms up. If that's not comfortable for you, that you feel that when you reach your arms up, you're closing off your chest, bring your arms in cactus. So inhale, every exhale, again, this is not a static pose. We're inhaling, finding length in our upper body, and exhaling, finding more strength in our lower body. There is lengthening happening in our legs, strengthening happening in our legs, lengthening in our upper body. So lots of things happening here. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the hands down. Start to lift your back heel. Bring the hands in front of your front foot. Hop your right foot a little bit closer. And then lift your leg for your one leg forward fold. So press your right heel away. This leg has to be very, very strong. Maybe you can get a bit closer towards your knee. Your left leg can be slightly bent or straight, depending how it feels. So it's a forward fold, meaning that your upper body is heavy, dropping towards the floor. One more breath here. Maybe lift your right leg up a little bit more. And then as you exhale, big step back for warrior two. So back toes pointing to the side, windmill your arms up, and come into your warrior two. So make the adjustments that you need for the length, for your knee, for your hips. Reach the arms out. Imagine your wrists are glued to your arms and your hands. Turn the palms up, so feel the shoulder blades rolling back. Feel the chest opening. And now the glue is gone, just turn the palms down. Go a little bit deeper. You can gaze at your left palm, your front palm. Inhale, exhale. Turn the front palm up. Inhale, reach up, opening up. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. If you prefer to move, move. Inhale, exhale, reach up, opening the left side of our body. And then exhale, bend your front elbow. Place it on your front knee. Reach your right arm up and overhead. So you're reaching for the front. Press your back foot into the floor. Feel that length onto your right side. Don't lean too much onto your left knee. If you want, you can lengthen both arms, or you can bring the left arm down to the floor, but continue to reach your arm forward. So don't start to lean forward. That's not what we're doing. We want to find that length. So stay maybe a little bit higher. Explore if you have a block to go a little bit lower and opening the chest. Wherever you are, let's bring our left hand onto our left thigh. Reach the right arm right to the ceiling and start to lengthen your left leg now. And then press into your left thigh so you can really open up and lengthen your front body. Once you're here, lengthen both arms. Triangle. Inhale, exhale. And then coming back into your warrior two, lifting the back heel up, reaching the arms up, and this time bring the right arm down. So right hand comes on the floor, strong leg in the back, and then opening towards the left. Twist towards the left. So strong supporting arm. If this is too much, you bring your knee down. Lifting up, opening up. One more breath here. And then exhale, bring your hand down. Bring your left leg back and come into your plank. So finding the plank, inhale, exhale. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, going all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 or 3 breaths here. Maybe you're happy to be here. And then let's walk our feet towards our hands. So walking to the front this time. Exhale, fold forward. And for a moment, observe how this feels now, this forward folding. So we're stopping here for a moment. It's just not a transitioning. It's a real pose, Uttanasana, folding forward. Maybe your legs are a little bit longer, your fingertips are maybe touching, maybe not. It's all okay. We start from where we are in this moment. Bring the hands onto the hips, bending the knees, lengthening the spine, sitting a little bit deeper, lifting the upper body, pressing into your feet. And exhale. We're going to take a big step to the side. So again, the length of our warrior two. Our toes are pointing forward. And this time we're going to the other side. So right foot points towards the short side. Left foot for warrior one. So make sure your toes are relaxed. Very often when we think we need a bit more stability, we're going to grasp our mat with our toes, which creates more instability. Because we need our toes for stability, just let them rest onto the floor so they don't require extra energy. So adjust your hips. So if you feel your hips are still going out, you can lift your back heel, adjust the hips, and then place your foot back down. And then start to bend your front knee, adjust your feet, press the outside of your back foot down, take a deep breath in, maybe go a little bit deeper. And then reach your arms up, choose what works for you. You can also interlace your hands, pointing the index up, but then make sure your armpits are open so your chest can be open. When we don't have that flexibility in the chest and the shoulders, we're going to close off the chest even more because there's too much stress. So maybe your arms are here and then you can manage to open up. So it's a work in progress. The more we practice, the further we come. But further is not always the best. So do whatever feels good for you. Strong legs here. And then release your hands. Bring the hands to the front. Lift your back heel. As your hands touch the floor, hop your left foot a little bit closer. And then start to lift your left leg. You can keep your right knee bent. Press your left heel back. So if this leg is lazy, it's a weight. And you're not reaching anything. You're going to fall out. So press that heel back. Maybe come a little bit closer towards your knee. Exhale. Inhale, and with your next exhale, big step back for your warrior two. So your foot points to the long side, windmill your arms up into your warrior two. Gazing at your right hand, oopsie. Exhale, come a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale. Turn the front palm up and inhale. Glide your backhand back, opening up. 3 breaths here. And then exhale, bend your front elbow, place it on your front thigh. Reach your left arm up and over and feel that stretch on your left side. So strong back leg, lengthening with the arm. If you want to go further, you can bring your right arm parallel with the left, or you can bring your hand down, reaching forward, or you just stay here. Explore if you're in an exploration mode today. And then place your right hand on your right thigh. Reach your left arm up. Lengthen your front leg, so your right leg. And then lengthen, press into your thigh, lengthen your upper body. And come into your triangle. So my triangle on this side doesn't look like a triangle really. I have an injury on my hamstring, so I have to learn to hold back. And then slowly coming up, exhaling, warrior two. Inhale, lift your back heel, reach your arms up, and bring the left hand down this time. And then open up towards the left, towards the right, I'm sorry. So reaching your heart forward, reaching your arm up, rotation. And then exhale, bring the hand down. And let's come into our plank. We'll go into a side plank. So if you know the full side plank, you bring your toes together. You're gonna turn onto the outside of your right foot and bring the left on top and then reach up. If you want the alternative version, you're gonna bring your right knee down in line with your right hand. Bring the right foot back. And then the left foot is gonna go flat onto the floor in line with your right knee. And then you're opening up towards the side. So wherever you are, you want to press your hips forward and up. If you're on your knee or even if you're on your feet, you can lift your left leg up, but don't bring your bum back. So really continue to press those hips forward. And then coming back to center. And then let's go to the other side. So if you need the knee, left knee down, left foot out, right foot in line. And then opening up. If you're going to full plank, big toes together, roll onto the outside of your left leg, left foot, and then reach your arm up. Maybe you can lift your leg up, but continue to press your hips forward and up. And then slowly coming back down. And this time bring your knees down, untuck your toes, and come into your child's pose. So your version of child's pose or resting pose, bring the arms back and bring your forehead down. So relax your arms, let your shoulders drop. Take a few breaths and release through your exhale. And then reach your hands forward. We're gonna go into pigeon pose. So if pigeon pose is not for you, you're gonna go onto your back and I'll show you the alternative. So otherwise, we're gonna start into downward dog just to have the pigeon a little bit more accessible. So press into your hands, lift your left foot, bend your left knee and bring the left knee behind your wrists. Reach your right leg back. Make sure your left foot is 90 degrees with your leg, with your left leg. And then gently walk your hands back a little bit or a whole bit. But stay heavy in the hips. So if you're here and you have to hold, place something underneath your bum. You want to be able to release in this pose to open up the hips. So from here, open up your chest, open up your spine, and then slowly roll yourself forward. Again, make sure you have something for your forehead if you have to bend your neck too much when you come down. And then release. So stay here with every exhale, release a little bit more. If your knees are not happy campers to take the whole body weight on them, you're gonna go onto your back. You're gonna bring the right ankle on top of the left ankle on top of the right knee and gently start to pull in. You can bring your hands behind your right thigh and interlace them there. Just watch out that you don't lift your sacrum and your tailbone. You want to continue pressing your sacrum down into the floor to keep your spine as neutral as possible. If you're lifting up, you're actually not stretching the hips as much. You can also grab your left foot with your right hand and your left knee with your left hand and bring it closer and gently push with your right leg against your left. Blah, 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 blah. So opening up. If you're in pigeon, make sure it doesn't hurt your knees. And it's possible you only have one bad knee, so maybe you can do one full pigeon and the other is gonna be on your back. Everybody's different, so you know your body. So we're gonna stay for 2 more breaths here. And then slowly, if you're in full pigeon, placing the hands down, tucking your back toe and coming back into your downward dog. If you're gonna continue on your back, move slowly to the other side. So for full pigeon, lift your right leg up, bend your right knee and bring your right knee behind your right wrist or slightly out even. And then walk your left leg back as much as you can. Your foot 90 degrees as much as possible to protect your knee. And then open up. So I have a shoe here. I'm gonna lift up a little bit. Open up. And then slowly come forward. Finding a resting place for your head so that your neck is not too much broken forward, but can be long in line with your spine. So same thing if you're on the floor. This time the right ankle on the left knee. You can grab your right foot with your left hand, your right knee with your right hand, and then gently push with the left leg, watching out that you don't lift your tailbone and your sacrum. So we want to keep the spine neutral. Our abdominals should be very relaxed here. So if you lift up, you're probably crunching into the abdominals. So it's really that work, that deep work in the hips that we're doing here. Couple more breaths wherever you are. And then slowly release. So if you're in the full pigeon pose, come back into your downward dog. And then bring your knees down and bring your legs towards the front. So if you were on your back, sit up. And we're gonna lengthen out the right leg and open the left knee. So the left knee is to the side. The foot is as close as possible to our groin, respecting the knee. So if your knee is high up in the sky, you don't want to be holding it. So you want to put something underneath, a block, a pillow, something that's really going to support it. And then place your hands in the back for a moment so you can lengthen out your spine. Reach your arms up, and you're probably in between your legs. So reaching up, and we're gonna reach forward. So we're opening up in between our legs. We're folding forward in between our legs. Inhale, exhale, which means that you probably only feel a stretch on one side. Exhale. Maybe you feel an opening in your hip. After pigeon pose, it should feel just a little bit better. You can have your spine rounded. You can place your forearms on the floor. You can drop your head. And then slowly walk your hands back. And this time, placing your hands in the back. And with your foot, where it is, your leg very long, we're gonna go and come onto our forearms. So keeping your bum on the floor, keeping your right leg very active, your left knee on the floor. So for me, this gives a stretch in my quadriceps, but quadriceps, quad, quatre, there are 4 muscles there. So you probably feel it at a different place than when you normally stretch. So if you're comfortable, you can go all the way down, but we want to really push our legs down. And then slowly come back up, come back to the center, lift your left knee, lengthen out your leg, bend your right knee, open up the leg, open up the knee. So one side can be very different than the other. So again, if you need, put some support. Take a breath in, reach your arms up, and then reach forward. And just observe the differences. Watch out that your left thumb, so from the straight leg, is not lifting up. I have to move a little bit because of my knee. So maybe adjustment so there is no pain. You're reaching forward with your hands. You're falling forward. And then slowly coming back up. And then placing your hands in the back, maybe coming onto your forearms, pressing the knee down, pressing the leg down. Maybe this doesn't do anything to you, and that's possible. Like everybody's different, every muscle is different. And then slowly coming back up. If you have a block, take a block. If you have a small pillow, that should work as well. So we're gonna bend our knees and we're gonna put a block in between our knees. So don't put your feet together, put them as wide as your knees. Come a little bit closer, press your knees into the block or into the pillow. So make sure your knees are not touching each other through the pillows. Maybe fold the pillow in two. Roll your shoulders back. And then reach your arms up and forward and then gently go back. So long spine, active core. Lift your feet up, press with your knees into the block or into the pillow. Lift your feet up. Maybe you can lift a little bit higher. Maybe you need to keep your toes on the floor. Maybe you just want to be here. We're pressing the block into the block. So we're working with our hips here and the core. So creating that whole core movement. And then exhale, release. Keeping the block where it is, placing your hands behind your thighs, don't lose the block. Roll back and then bring your knees into your chest. So keeping the block where it is, so watch out that you're holding it, that it doesn't fall into your face. And now we're gonna bring the feet down. So see if you can bring the feet as close as possible to your bum, but with pressing into the block. So don't bring your feet outside of your hips. Often that's what we do when we want to bring the feet closer. So press into the block, bring your arms alongside your body, bend your elbows, maybe roll your shoulders under so that your chest is nice and open, fingers are pointing up, and then press into your feet, press into the block. Lift your hips up. So we're working the long muscles along our spine. Inhale, exhale. Press into the block. Inhale, exhale. If you want, lengthen your arms on the floor, interlace your hands. Press into the block. Lift your right shoulder, tuck it under. Lift your left shoulder, tuck it under. Press into your shoulders this time, into your arms, into your feet. Press the block, lift a little bit higher. And then slowly undo your hands and come down. So we're gonna take the block or the pillow, and we're going to place it underneath our sacrum. So the block has 3 heights, so choose what's right for you. Lowest, medium, or highest. Watch out that if you have a block, not to put it under your lower back. So it has to be pain-free. So a pillow, you probably are not going to go so high, but you're going to have the same effects. So this is like a mini inversion. Your heart is higher than your head. And then from here, even if you're on a pillow, you can do this. Your arms are long, your palms are down, and then lift your left leg up. So if you're on a block, you can really feel supported by the block. If you're on a pillow, you probably have to press a little bit more with your right foot into the floor. So press your heel up, and then bend your knee. And then lift your right leg up and press your heel up. You can press with your hands down as well. Your whole body is working. And then bring your leg down. And then, if you're up to it, bend both your knees, lift your legs up. And then bend your knees, place your feet down, lift your bum, lift your hips, take your pillow or your block away, and put it aside. So we're gonna have the knees, the hips, the feet, and the shoulders in one line. We're gonna open up our arms, and then we're gonna press into our feet and bring our hips towards the right side of our mat. So now we're not in one line anymore. And then bring the knees at the height of your hips. And then roll over to the left. So the hips are on the right, we're rolling over to the left so that our right hip can come on top of our left hip. So this is a better alignment for the hips. Inhale, exhale. So opening the shoulders, the chest. If you want to add a little bit, you can place your left hand on your right thigh. If you want to go a little bit further, you can lengthen out both your legs, maybe even grabbing your right big toe with your left peace fingers. Wherever you are, you can explore and then maybe backtrack. Just getting out of our comfort zone. So take a few deep breaths in here and long exhale, releasing, sinking into this rotation of the spine. And then 2 more breaths. If you're holding onto your leg, you might want to lengthen out the arm. And then very slowly, with the power of your abdominals, coming back to center, placing the feet on the floor. Make sure you're in line with your shoulders, and then lift your hips up and move them all the way to the left. Again, bring the knees towards, at the same height as your hips. And then roll over towards the right. So focusing on the left shoulder, maybe placing your right hand on your left thigh, maybe lengthening out your legs. Inhaling and exhaling. Two more breaths here. And then very slowly bring the knees back to the center. Place your feet down, lift your hips and realign. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Lift your head, lift your shoulders, make a little bowl. Hug yourself. Make the little bowl a little bit smaller. And then take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, stretch out your left leg. So press your heel away. Hold on to your right leg with your arms. Press it away to the left corner of your mat. Press it away. You're still not on the floor. And then exhale, release. Place your left heel on the floor. Take a deep breath in again. Bring that right knee into your chest and start to lengthen your right leg. Press your heel away. Press your heel away. Press your heel away. And then exhale, release. So my shoulders and head are still lifted, if that's still okay for you. Roll the shoulders back. And then bring your hands behind your skull. And again, like we did before, pull the skin of your skull back and bring your head down. And then bring your arms into Shavasana arms. And inhale and exhale, release your feet out. Flop them out. And for a moment, scan your body, finding spots that feel really good, that are a bit more tense, whether it's because of our practice, whether it's because maybe an injury, or whether you just discover it. Don't stay too long on that specific spot. Just acknowledge it. Exhale in it, and then move on. And then allow yourself to feel heavy. Every part of your body supported by the floor. Your whole body supported by the floor. So with every exhale, we let go a little bit more. Relaxing our forehead and the jaw. Relaxing our chest and our belly. Relaxing our shoulders, dropping them down. True gravity, so don't push them down. Just let go of any tension you're holding there. So if you want to stay longer, please stay longer. Otherwise, reconnect gently with your breath, making it more conscious than in Shavasana. Taking a deep breath in and a long breath out through the mouth or through the nose. Letting go. Moving the toes, the fingers, the nose. Putting a big smile will activate all the muscles of your face. Maybe gently rolling the head from side to side. And then bring the legs together, and with your next inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, stretch out your legs. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, bring the knees into the chest. Stay here or roll over to one side. And then at your own pace, making your way into a comfortable seated position. Once we're there, keeping the eyes closed, gently tucking the chin. Thinking about one thing we're grateful for in this very moment. You may be reminding yourself a couple of times during your day of this little thing that made you happy. Maybe it's gonna pop up into your dreams if you're ready for bed. So it's little things that makes happiness. It's momentarily, but the more we open to good things that surround us, to little gratitudes, the more peaceful we will feel with where we are, who we are in this very moment. I want to thank you all for sharing these moments, sharing your practice, putting your intentions out there. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Namaste.